I think we all know who the king of the castle is.
Hello my loves, welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome to my YouTube channel if you're new. I'm Scarlet Siren. You can call me Scarlet. I hope you guys are doing well today. I hope you guys are staying cool, staying out of the heat, staying hydrated. Always remember to drink water, you guys. And hey, friendly reminder, unclench your jaw. If you're like me, your jaw stay clenched. Unclench your jaw. Take a breath. It'll be okay. And stop spending so much time scrolling. I'm kidding. Scroll to your heart's content. That's probably how most of you guys found me. So scroll to your heart's content. I have no problem with that. I spend hours scrolling through social media. I cycle through the same couple apps every time. I don't get a lot done some days. Anybody else spend their time watching Karen freakout videos? I have literally spent an entire day doing that once when I was on medical leave from my job. I couldn't do anything else because I couldn't drive because I was having surgery, so I wasn't allowed to drive, so I couldn't go anywhere, I couldn't do anything. I literally spent an entire day watching Karen compilation videos. I don't regret it whatsoever. I really don't. Anyway, enough about that. That's a conversation for another time. Today, we are going back to one of my all-time favorite artists, one of the artists that you either get her or you don't. You either love her or you hate her. And I've never really encountered anybody that was middle of the road when it came to this album. It was always, or this artist, it was always one end of the spectrum or the other. It was either love or hate. And I personally love this artist, but it took me a very long time to get to that point. Because as I said in a previous video about this artist, the very first time I heard her voice, I was like, what the fuck did I just hear? Like, I am very confused. And still, to this day, if I go back and listen to that very first song, it's still not my favorite song. There's a reworked version that she did in the 80s where she re-recorded it and toned it down a little bit, and I like that version. That's the only version I will listen to now. And if you haven't figured out which artist I'm talking about by now, it is the fantastic Kate Bush. This song was recommended to me so many times by so many people, and I know that there was a very popular cover in the 90s, but I haven't heard it, and I don't really want to hear it, so I probably won't, because I just don't think that anybody could possibly do it better than Kate herself, because Kate writes all of her music. She is very deeply connected to all of her music, and I just feel like nobody else can touch her. I have never once recorded a Kate Bush song because I just think there are some artists you shouldn't touch, and Kate is one of those. Now, if you want to do it like a karaoke or, you know, something like that, that's fine. But I just feel like Kate is one of those artists that you don't touch. She is just incomparable. And the song is one that was written for a movie. I have not seen the movie. I don't know anything about it other than the name of the movie. But it was also used in an episode of The Handmaid's Tale, which I have watched, but I haven't watched the beginning in a long time. And I think it was used in the second season. And it's been years since I have seen the second season, so I don't really remember it. But I do know that it was written for a movie. And I know that Kate is also very selective about songs that she will allow to be used in films and TV shows. She's very, very, very selective on that. So good for her. I mean, she has every right to be. But the song is titled This Woman's Work. And I know that it's a song that a lot of people feel very, very deeply about. And I know, based on what people have told me I think it's about the death of a child in childbirth, or maybe it's the death of the mother. One of the two. I just don't remember which, but someone did tell me that. So I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if I'm prepared for this because things like that, they always make me cry, and I don't know if I want to cry today. I've done enough of that in the past couple weeks. I don't know if I want to cry. But you know what? We're not going to pass up an opportunity to listen to Kate Bush, so here we go. Very soft opening. Her voice always sounds so ethereal. She has such a unique sounding voice. And I think that's why you either love her or you hate her. I don't want to talk over it because I don't want to miss anything. Oh my gosh. Did you guys hear the way that her voice almost cracked on a whisper? Almost like she was speaking and then her vocal cords were just like, nope, we're not going to do this. Like, it's too painful. We're not going to do this. That is such a beautiful detail. Oh my goodness. Okay, give me a moment. She has just perfectly captured grief in just a few lines. And I think it just occurred to me, her voice got higher as she was beginning that part. And it almost kind of reminds me of like when you're crying and your voice gets higher. Like when you start to feel panicky, your voice tends to get faster and higher. And that's kind of what that reminded me of. And the way that when she said, "Oh, darling, make it go away." That, I don't even have the words for that. It was just so perfectly well done. And I mean, it just radiated this fierce, intense pain and desperation. Does she do that again? I really hope that that's not the only time she sings that. It almost sounds like she is crying. Oh, that was beautiful. Oh, her background vocals. Almost like heartbroken screams in the background. There it is. Oh, I think that's my favorite part of the whole song. And then here, she's almost like it sounds almost like she's given up and it's her last ditch effort to beg whoever she's speaking to just make the pain go away. That was, is that the end of it? Did I pause it too soon? No, okay, that's the end. Okay, wow. Again, Kate is revolutionary, and I don't always like every single song of hers that I've heard. There are some that I'm like, okay, this isn't for me. But this one, oh, this one got me good. I mean, I think though the reason that it probably didn't make me cry is because I was so focused on the things that she was doing with her voice, the way that she manipulated it to give that emotion. And I don't, I know Kate has a son, and I know that that's largely why she stepped out of the public eye after he was born. So I don't think that Kate has personal attachment to this particular situation. However, you can take grief from any situation to be able to write a song. You don't necessarily have to have experienced that exact situation to write about it. That's the whole point of being a writer. And Kate really seems to know how to tap into the deepest, darkest emotions. And if she were ever to write a book, like just a fiction book, not even a book about her life, just a fiction book, like take the Hounds of Love album and write that as a book, I would snap that up in a heartbeat and read it because it would be incredible. Kate is an astounding writer, and I would love to just read whatever she could come up with. Maybe not poetry, because I'm not much of a poetry reader. I do like poetry, but it's something that I can't just sit down for hours and read poetry. I can read it for a while, put it down, and then come back to it. But if she were to write a book, I would just, please, Kate, write a book. Take my money. Please. 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 I will give you what little money I have. I don't have a lot, but if we could do that, if you could write a book, please. Please. Because it would be so good. And I mean, just the worlds that she creates, it's like watching a movie. Like if you listen to the Hounds of Love album and close your eyes, when you get to the portion of the album that is the ninth wave, you just close your eyes and it's like you're watching a movie. And it's beautiful. And it's so gripping and engaging. And I would just love to have it in a book form. So, Kate, please do that. Or at least consider it, please. I know you don't deal much with the public anymore, and I get it. The public sucks. I get it. But if you could just maybe gift that to the world, I would be eternally grateful. I would just adore that as much as I adore you. Just a thought, maybe, possibly. Anyway, thank you guys so much for this suggestion. You can't really go wrong with Kate Bush if you like her. Like I said, I know a lot of people don't. She's very love or hate. There's no middle ground there. But if you like her music, you really can't pick a bad one unless it's one like Babushka that just gets stuck in my head. Every time that song pops up on like my Spotify or my Amazon Music, I skip it. Not because I don't like it, but because I don't want to have it in my head for an entire day. And it gets stuck in my head. And even now, just saying the title, it's in my head now. Like, that's what I'm hearing right now in my head is Babushka. And I like it. It's just, I don't want to hear it for 24 hours on a loop. I don't. But this one was so good. Thank you. And I know that it's the album closer. So, what a way to end an album. What a way to end an album. You just go straight for the gut punch right at the last minute. And I love that. It was beautiful. There's just no end to Kate's genius. I bow down to the musical genius that is Kate Bush. Thank you for paving the way for so many artists like myself. Thank you. Talk to me about it, guys. What is your favorite Kate Bush song? Please tell me. I need to know. I need to know if it's the same as mine. Because mine is like really... It doesn't really work without the rest of the album to explain it. But it's Waking the Witch. That is my favorite Kate Bush song. Because it's so chaotic. And as soon as you hear it, you're like, what the hell is this? And my second favorite is Under Ice. And of course, they're right there together on the album, so they flow together. And that combination of songs, it's unmatched. And then, of course, Running Up That Hill. I love that song. But it did get overplayed in light of the Stranger Things. You know, it got kind of played in the ground. So I do have to step back from that one a little bit, but I do still really love it. And I think it's a great opener for that album. And Kate seems to be very, very particular about her openers and her closers. They're always very, very, very strong. So this one was a perfect album closer. The Sensual World was a great opener, and that's what album this is from. So it works very well. And I know that she has a reason for every choice that she makes. So it's a very creative choice, and I love that. Anyway, if anybody else is curious, my third favorite Kate Bush song is Get Out of My House. And it's a lot of people don't like that one because of the donkey part. That's not what it is, but that's what it gets called. And I will admit that part is a little bit like, what was she thinking? But I get it at the same time. Like, okay, it's supposed to make you think. It's supposed to make you a little uncomfortable. So I really like that. Anyway, please don't make me feel like the weirdest person in the world. What is your favorite Kate Bush song? Let me know. As always, be kind to yourselves, be kind to one another, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!